We are live on Shaggy TV here. Excuse me, I just realized I had a little bit of a hiccup there. Wrong logo in the top right. Ignore what Shaggy just said. The right thing's there now. We're here for the Pro Dirt Racing League here. Late models at Weed Sport. We're in New York this, not weekend here, this Thursday night. And man, it is going to be a good one right now. I think we have about 16, 17 cars in session. Your current, let's actually give you a little rundown of the points there. Michael Carter stole the show last week, was able to pass his son, Braden Carter, who is on deck right now. Michael Carter, actually, there he is. There is the points leader. In that number 15, able to steal it from the kid on the last lap. And obviously Braden P2, 100 grand. Joseph Grandy rounds out the top three. And I mean, if Braden, he wants to edge the old man here, he's got to try to get Michael back tonight. As one down, the old man's gotten the best of the son here, but right now neither of them the quickest guy on the track. Man right behind him in this 8 machine, Jesse Newsom. Look at that thing. That thing looks slick, and man, it's fast right now up here in New York. Jesse Newsom. Got a lot of speed. Blackjack Justin Brown here right now. He's P2 on the charts. Look at that. Is that a little deck of cards on the side I see? Yeah, it is. Supporting the name. I mean, look at Blackjack out there. Or wait, no, is that actually, that may be a JB. Yeah, that's bad eyes, Shaggy. I just got new glasses about a month ago. It's a JB. I thought that was a thing of cards there for a second, but nope, not just yet. We can only hope that it changes in the future here. But right now, qualifying over, or excuse me, warm-up's over. We're going to roll into qualifying. We're going to get rid of that box, and we're going to pay attention to that, you know, how important the bottom of the screen here. Green is personal best times. Purple is better than anyone in the room right now. And, well, yellow, you just don't want that yellow. That means you're a little slow, a little slower than what you've done best personally is right now. Let's go let's watch the 0-1-2 here of Dylan Woods. Dylan Woods here, letting her rip through 3 and 4. Going to get a good run into 1 and 2. I'm anxious to see what a lot of drivers do here on the opening lap. If they run high through 3 and 4, try something a little different here to pick up speed for lap number 2. But he's going to run the bottom. Let's see what the time looks like here for Dylan Woods as times start to come in. Currently P2, Alex Murray in the 22 right now at the top of the charts. Let's follow him around for lap number 2. Can he improve? Alex Murray comes to the line. Not going to improve, a tenth slower, but still quick time is Clinton McClellan here. He's purple through sector 1, but slower through sector 2. What does that mean? He improves, but he's still going to stay P3, but Nate Wemhoff in the 048 said, move on over, fellas. I'm going to take the seat at the top. Clips that wall in 3 and 4. That'll nullify this lap. So just going to have to stick with the previous one. But right now, that's enough to get it done for Nate Wemhoff. Let's see Blackjack Justin Brown here as he comes around. This is his first lap here is Weed Sport. You know, you cross the start-finish line real early coming out of the pits. So the first lap around, it doesn't count here. It's technically, you know, lap number 2 if you want to get serious. But Blackjack able to put it on row number 2 right now. Gets P4 as long as he didn't touch the wall. It looks like 21 here is improving. Improved sector 2, slower sector 1. He's going to stay P4 for now. Let's go with Braden Carter here in the 5. Braden led most of the race last week, but just got edged out at the end, and he says, I'm going to go quick time, fellas. Braden Carter in the 5 came to play today. Not sure
we
if
will DOL the top 3 from last week.
oh,
but
we're gonna mute that desktop audio. That's my apologies there. I was just in a league race, and I put an alarm on my phone, muted it, and did not turn off qualifying when I reminded myself here. That's quite frustrating. We're gonna give you some sound back here in just a second. I just wanted to save their butts in case anybody was angry at anybody, but it all seemed pretty clean here as Robbie Milburn in the 80 machine goes on the outside of row number 1. Let's go with Tyson Banks here in the 747. He moves up to P for his final time around. Michael Carter out here now looking to take lap number 1. Let's see what time the old man puts in here. Michael Carter just below his son there. It's showing us a tie on the leaderboards. Must have came down to the thousandths of a second. Is right now Michael a little slower here on that lap. Let's see, final time around here. Can Michael improve? Slower through sector 1. Needs to find something here in sector 2 if he wants to get past the kid. Does improve. Was it enough? No, not enough. Still gonna stay second fiddle to the sun there. As Joseph Grandy, he pulled in early, didn't finish up qualifying. It looks like most guys, Derek Husted, he did not take a lap yet, so pretty much everyone has put in all their times. Tough qualifying effort there for Joseph Grandy. You see him, P17, currently 3rd in points. So he's got an uphill battle here in the heats. It's not going to be an easy night for 100 grand as he sees the two he's chasing. 1-2 right now in qualifying as the Carter family showing they're going to be the real deal here this season. Not a one-track pony for those boys. The 5 and 15 got a lot of speed, and they got a fan out there in the chat box, Roxanne Jones. Thanks for letting us know who you're rooting for here as we see that white flag coming out. We're going to roll in to heat race number 1. The 5 of Braden Carter on the front row, and we're going to show you the rest of the grid. Braden Carter inside of the front row, and to his outside, Robbie Milburn in the 80 inside of row number 2 in the 747. Tyson Banks into his outside in the double deuce, Alex Murray. Cale Smith rolls off on the inside of row number 3 in the 115 into his outside in the 480, Austin Butler. Inside of row number 4 in the 8, Jesse Newsom into his outside in the 012, Dylan Woods. If we could find my button here, there we go. We can give Joseph Grandy his due. Here's 100 grand. Joseph Grandy in that 518. He's going to round out heat race number 1. It's Braden Carter here. He knows it's if he's going to beat his dad here tonight, this is the first step. Got to win heat race number 1. Got to put yourself in a good chance here for our dash event, which the top 2, I believe, from each, or I guess it's 6, so it should be the top 3 from each heat tonight make it into the dash, I believe. Don't hold Shaggy to that. I would roll top 2 for sure if you're a driver and listening. You don't want to make sure you got that comfort. You don't want to really have to press the envelope here. Is heat race number 1. They roll down the backstretch. The pace car will pull off here as they get ready to exit turn 3 and roll in the middle of 4. And the young gun, Braden Carter, will lead us to the green flag. As the green flag is high, it's ready to fly. Let's go play in the clay at Weed Sports Speedway. Here we go, underway. Robbie Milburn inserting his way up there right away, not wasting any time, moving right up into P2. Here, he didn't want to get stuck on that outside. He had to go ahead and fend off there, but Jesse Newsom up early, started 7th, up to 5th here. That 8 car, we talked about liking that paint job, that KMKZ Media machine. Look at him trying to rip through traffic as Cale Smith here. That that 115 machine trying to work on the bottom, but just getting stuck. 3 to go here as we come out of 4 and cross the stripe. We're halfway, and right now Tyson Banks all over Robbie Milburn, but track's not really worn out just yet. It's going to be tough to make a move. You really kind of need that guy in front of you to make a mistake, unless you go up there and use that front bumper, but 2 more times around. Tyson Banks may be making a mistake of his own. There is now Alex Murray. He's got the sights set here, is coming out of 3 and 4, white flag in the air, final time around. Jesse Newsom and Jesse Newsom and Alex Murray touch here, but rolling through 3 and 4, final time. The kid gets it done. Braden Carter going to start on the front row of the dash. Robbie Milburn P2, Tyson Banks 3rd, Alex Murray 4th, Jesse Newsom rounds out the top 5. It's heat race number 1. Pretty good there. You see, you're going to kind of, you got to make your passes there in the beginning before these cars really get up to full song. It's tough to pass here until this track gets a little worn out for us. It is not going to be an easy time to pass here in the heats, but let's go ahead and show you that starting grid here for heat race number 2. Michael Carter in the 1-5 rolls off on the inside of row number 1 into his outside in the 048, Nate Wemhoff. Blackjack Justin Brown rolls off P3 in the 21 into his outside in the 170, Clinton McClellan. Inside of row number 3, Brandon Costello in that 7 into his outside in the 26, Kevin Brow. Inside of row number 4, the 080 of Brian Gunderson into his outside in the 72 machine, Jonathan Gaston. Rounding out the field tonight in that number 9, Alexander Smith. So right now, you got to think. The favorite here brings... I thought we were going to go around one more time. Excuse me. We're ready to play our Weed Sport Heat Race number 2 underway. And Michael Carter with a great jump in that 1-5. Nate Wemhoff right in line. Justin Brown, old Blackjack, going to do the same thing here. And then, well, actually, he's going to diamond low here off of 3 and 4. Didn't look to make up a lot of time. Goes back there in 1 and 2, gets a pretty good run going down the backstretch, but right now all that speed on the top shelf and that 1-5 showing the way out here. What was that last lap of 14:29? Next fastest man in the field, Clinton McClellan in the 170, 14:38. So that man out front is in a rocket ship, and right now we're seeing Clinton McClellan in that 170. He's lagging a little bit. There goes that 048 named Wemhoff as well. So if you're Blackjack Justin Brown, you don't want to be the meat in this lag sandwich here. Is coming out of 3 and 4, 2 fingers in the air, 2 more trips around. Michael Carter, qualified second, started on the pole here in heat race number 2. Got out front right away and rolls through 3 and 4. White flag in the air. One more time around. If this 1-5 can run mistake-free here, you got to think he's got this. Do we have a big move here for P2? Is Justin Brown, Blackjack, going to try anything? Is the checkered flag in the air? Michael Carter is heat race number 2 winner, followed by Nate Wemhoff, Justin Brown, Clinton McClellan, and Kevin Brow. Rounding out the top 5. Heat race number 2. What a race there. There's no consies needed here tonight, so we're going to roll straight into the 10-lap dash. So now last week, I kind of, lost count of the laps. It's tough here. The software doesn't read warm-ups as a race. Iracing doesn't give us the chance to run dashes, which is a real shame here for dirt. Is, everybody who goes out to your local dirt track. You're very familiar with a dash, that's for sure. It's a staple of dirt racing, but they have yet to give it to us, so we got to go out here and force our own. And well, they haven't figured out how to keep track of laps yet in here, so we're going to have to try to keep track of the drivers. We are going to bring up the, what do you want to call it? The driver details banner on the bottom. So that way we can cheat a little bit here as I'm still learning these paint jobs, but getting a lot more familiar with the drivers here. I was not sure if, they'll take a little bit of a break here before they go ahead and run this dash. As, a format still kind of new here, figuring everything out, trying to probably let everyone use the bathroom, make sure they're back here for this thing before they go ahead and run it. But we get some track views here of Weed Sport, and good friend of mine, Dean Reynolds, he's got his office here. He runs Super Dirt Week, or the Super Dirt Car Series, excuse me, and does have a planned Super Dirt Week at Oswego. So this is his home base. Would love to go up north of PA here one of these times and go check this track out. It's got a real neat configuration. Kind of reminds me of some people don't like Lincoln necessarily, but Lincoln, man, that's about a 15-minute drive from me. That is a place where I love to spend Saturday nights. An Anthony Macri fan when it comes to 410s. We don't really have too many bigger tracks around here. I guess late models will every now and then take a trip to the Grove. Okay, so that's what they do there. They do a top six, a redraw for the top six, and then that's how they go out in the dash. Okay, so reading that. There we go. So I assume they probably run a random.org thing. I had saw them all group up in the Discord and somebody go with a live screen, so probably go to random.org, throw all their names in there, do a redraw, and once they get this starting order here, I'm sure we'll get some guys lined up here. But while you're waiting, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a show, as this is only week number 2 of 8 races here in the PDRL. There's a lot of excitement left to come tonight and this season, of course. Oh, here you go. You think, here, I get paid the big bucks. Shaggy should read the schedule a little bit there. I forgot what the stars denote. Tonight is a redraw night, so there is no dash. Shame on me. What a magnificent bonehead move that is for the broadcasters. We forgot what was going on here. Don't know how to read a schedule. How am I going to make it the rest of the way? Well, we're going to try to figure it out here. Let's get ready to read off the starting grid here for tonight's feature. The top 6 here, they are going to move around, but right now we're just going to say Braden Carter, Michael Carter on the front row. Robbie Milburn, Nate Wemhoff, row 2. And the last undecided row here that we can't know for sure is Tyson Banks and Blackjack Justin Brown. But the rest we can confirm that is correct. So let's say inside of row number 4, that double deuce of Alex Murray into his outside the 170 of Clint McClellan. Inside of row number 5, the 8 of Jesse Newsom into his outside the 26 of Kevin Brow. Inside of row number 6, the 480 of Austin Butler into his outside in the 77 Brandon Costello. Inside of row number 7, Cale Smith in the 115 into his outside in the 72 Jonathan Gaston. Inside of row number 8 in the 012, Dylan Woods into his outside in the 9 Alexander Smith. Rounding out the field this evening, $100,000 Joseph Grandy in the 518 into his outside Ryan Gunderson. Michael Carter here does not. It appears he didn't make the grid here, and well, Braden Carter, he's in the back. Not too sure what's going on there. If there's possibly a last row challenge I don't know about, but Braden Carter moving to the back. So if anybody knows in the chat box, fill me in, because man, what a challenge here to go from back to front, if that is such a thing. But Michael Carter right now not on the grid. Tough break for him. As we get ready to play in the clay here at Weed Sports Speedway, lap 1 underway. The 747 of Tyson Banks rips it into turn 1. That 048 of Nate Wemoff got into the inside wall. He really tightened up in that black and orange machine. They're 3 wide. Robbie Milburn in the middle. Oh, he's got to send it. Robbie looking to counter under, but there's a caution on the racetrack. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. That's not what we clicked. SDK. We wanted Alexander. Alexander Smith here, I believed, involved. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he had to check up. And, well, the 80 didn't get the message. Hard into the outside wall. Car is broken. Can't get around, and caution's got to fly. Michael Carter, is he... So he is moving now. He is out there, but missed the start. Not too sure what the issue was there for Michael Carter, but your current points leader and odds on, probably the favorite here going into tonight. A lap down early, and I don't know if he's going to be able to make that up here, so I have to see. The software there is actually saying 3 laps, but I think it was counting 1 or 2 of the caution laps, so we'll have to see here when it rolls back. But man, that is definitely not what you want here if you're Michael Carter. Lights should go off in the pace truck. They do, and one more time around, we will go back racing. $50-lap show here tonight, so you don't want to use up all your stuff too early, but... Oh, no, excuse me. Lights back on there. They clicked them back on. We're going to go around one more time. Could have been a number of things. A guy pulling off pit road maybe stopped there on the exit, extended that caution. Not too sure here. Right now, our software is counting those laps you're seeing. Man, I'm anxious to see. I don't think they will count. I wouldn't think caution laps count. We'll see if when they take the green flag here, his lights are off. If it resets here for us. But I wouldn't think those caution laps are counting. Not many dirt races count caution laps here, but the 747 sees the green flag up in the air, and he hits the loud pedal as he rolls off into turn 1. Great run for Tyson Banks. Nate Wemoff caught in the middle of 3 wide again, man. Nate Wemoff has been in the action here these opening laps. 3 wide on every restart. Clint McClellan right ahead of him in that 170. He opened the door now for that 8 of Jesse Newsom. Jesse just got by 2 people, up 3 from the start of the race. Now 4 is he rips that inside. Really liking that inside line right now is that 8. Robbie Milburn here looks slow, almost 3 wide as they come out of turn 2. He thinks better of it, falls back in line, and shows that 26's rear end, but caution is out on the speedway. Once again is... Let's see if we can figure out... I believe Alex Smith maybe again. Let's see here. Oh, so a car in the wall right now, the 77 in front of him. And that's actually the caution there, the 77. So let's go ahead. Let's go find that 77 machine. Let's see if Brandon maybe got a little bit of help. 77 coming out of, oh, yes. Okay, so you see a car in front of him hit that inside concrete, slide up the 115 of Cale Smith. And the 77 of Brandon Costello, nowhere to go. Drives into turn 1 a little high, gets a little help there. And just gets spun around. Tough break for Brandon. The field doubles up here. Looking to take the green flag. You see the laps did reset, so. No harm, no foul. Not a lap down, but right now, let's see. Where are the Carters at? Michael Carter, 16th, Braden Carter. So, yeah, Michael is actually on the lead lap here. Get ready to come back to the green flag underway. Tyson Banks with a good jump once again there in that 747. Look at him fan out behind Clint McClellan looking here. But, man, that 8, Jesse Newsom, he is on the move here as he tries to put it in the middle 3 wide. What kind of run can he get off of 4? Looks to the outside of Alex Murray, and he's going to get it done here on exit. Alex with a little hiccup on entry, and now Blackjack Justin Brown here tries to set up his prey. Tyson Banks goes to the bottom, gets a good run off of 4. Managing that gap for now, but Blackjack really hanging it out on this outside tonight. He's feeling lucky. Oh, flipping over them cards, and an ace and a face card came up. Here comes Blackjack on the inside. That 747 hit the jersey barrier through 3 and 4. Opened up the door with a bad run going down the front stretch, and he still got it at the line. Blackjack running that inside, and here comes Jesse Newsom looking to make it a 3-way here early on at Weed Sport. Look at that 8 run the outside. Battle on for P2 here as Justin Brown couldn't hold momentum, and he's going to lose that battle for the lead. Let's watch him rip through 3 and 4. Jesse Newsom takes over P2 going down the backstretch as Blackjack needs to move back to the top shelf. Just doesn't have the grip down there to get it done right now. Is still got a long way to go here. 38 laps, or I mean 38 laps, excuse me. I was never very good at math. Let's go back and check what's going on here. Michael Carter, we saw him miss the grid. He's up to 10th. Is Joseph Grandy, Hunter Grand trying to follow him. He gets into that inside wall in that blue and black machine. He's bruising that thing up. I don't know if it was black and blue when he came into the race, but getting into that inside wall, that ain't going to help your cause here. Is Jesse Newsom. We saw him get up to P2 pretty quick here, but now Tyson Banks decided it was go time here. His caution is out for the 3rd time at Weed Sport. Brian Gunderson. See if we can go to the drone camera here. See what happens to that 080. He's on the outside right now. Oh, sends it in. Gets into the back of Grandy. Not sure if Joseph had some trouble. Let's go see if we can find Joseph here. There's Joseph. Oh, man. Just a little bit of a car high. He loops around. There was no caution for this 518. Kept going. Oh, and then there you go. Brian with nowhere to go, but Joseph Grandy, he's going to have to pull that thing in the pits as that thing looks pretty tore up. Tyson Banks setting the pace out front, but if last week was any indication of what you want to happen, you maybe don't want to lead here early on, as Braden Carter set the pace early on last week, and his old man Michael Carter came and stole it on the last lap. So if you're up there, you got to make sure you're aware of what's going on and you're driving defensive at the right times. As the lights are off, pace truck, will pull off through 3 and 4. And we will look to get back racing here at Weedsport. As the pace truck is off, the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. We're back underway at Weedsport Speedway. Tyson Banks leads the field into 1 and 2. Jesse Newsom rips that outside, tries to follow him in Blackjack. Justin Brown is going to get up on that top shelf as well. It seems like right now that's where you want to be. Nate Wemhoff and Clinton McClellan are the first two to duck down there and test the waters, but now Blackjack, he's going to go back down there and try to get a feel for it once again. Look at him driving back here is Braden Carter. That man in the 5 is on the move. Started in the back, not too sure why that 5 did it, but started in the back, looking to get some clarification on that later for sure, but man, he is moving his way on up, and he's doing it arguably in the toughest spot to do it, right down there on the inside. As he gets by, goes back up to the top shelf, but the 747 in trouble. What happened out front with the leader? Tyson Banks. Kevin Brow stuck on the inside wall. Tyson Banks. Oh, man. Heartbreak for your leader. Oh, looked like he got a little bit of help from the 8. We're going to need a better view of that here. Oh, yeah. And, maybe the 747 didn't have his best entry he could have. But the right front breaks after he gets hammered into the outside wall. And, oh, man, tough break. Kevin with nowhere to go on the inside. See if we can go back and look at this from, who was that there who got into him? That was Jesse Newsom, I believe. Let's go back. Let's find Jesse here. Go in the cockpit. Yeah, he just gets into him. We're going to rewind this a little bit just to see how big of a send it actually was. I mean, maybe, maybe he gets in the wall here a little bit. I mean, yeah, the 747 just misses the entry a little bit, and nothing you can really do there if you're Jesse. You're trying to hit your line perfectly, and you end up getting into the leader. And Tyson Banks, not going to be a happy customer, but he's got to take partial responsibility for that. As you got a lot of fast guys in front of you or behind you trying to hit their marks. You miss yours here, but Blackjack Justin Brown looks to bring us to the green flag and that black 21 here as we are back underway at Weedsport Speedway. Who's that lagging there on the inside as Alex Murray now finds himself trying to fight off Clinton McClellan here for P2, but big slider from Clinton. The 22 of Alex Murray goes back downstairs, tries to throw a slider, but there's no room. Clinton rips that outside, and two familiar cars coming up through the field. Father and son side by side there in 4th and 5th. Braden and Michael Carter not even halfway rolling up through the field. Here we come, Carter boys. Clint McClellan trying to stick the P2 on the outside, but right now Alex Murray hooking up in that double deuce. Not able to get him to the line. He gets such a good run through 3 and 4 in the middle, but all that speed, that 170 carries on the top shelf really pays off once they get to the line. Blackjack loves seeing this in that rear view mirror, though. He is just pulling away little by little over that 170 of Clinton McClellan. As we go down the backstretch, you see that gap. A little over half a second, Clint McClellan almost gets into that outside wall as he is searching for as much grip as he can in 3 and 4. Underground Joseph Grandy, we saw him have to pit. Well, he's driven that thing back up into the top 10. Make it 8th place for 100 grand as he's trying to go by that 048 of Nate Wemoff. He's going to go up and shut the door coming off of 4. Braden Carter finds his way back down to the basement, able to get in front of his dad here. His old man is searching. He's able to get around the 22. Here comes the current point leader in that 1-5, Michael Carter. He is looking good, real smooth. That rear end set. I mean, you don't see the butt of that car wiggling at all, but we got a battle for the lead as Clinton McClellan trying to run down Blackjack. Blackjack gets into the wall a little bit, 1 and 2 as we're halfway, 24 laps to go. The 21 gets into the wall in 3 and 4. Clinton McClellan does a little bit as well. Not able to make up that gap as Michael Carter slides up in front of the little one. The young one's going to go back downstairs. Braden Carter, he's going to see if he can make a move on his dad. Does he get the elbows out coming off of 4? No, he's going to hold his line, but he beat him to the line. Man, oh man, the Carter boys are fighting hard here. His father's trying to get back by son here, but the son's taking the old man to school right now. 21 more times around as we see that 170 continue with those connection issues, and there he goes off your screen once again. I mean, that's going to be really tough if you're the Carters to try to work around that. No easy gain as Joseph Grandy goes to the outside here, trying to find his way up around the 115 of Cale Smith. Cale Smith on the bottom. He's up 6 spots from the start of this race. Pretty good run, and in front of them, we've got the 22 of Alex Murray and the 80 of Robbie Milburn. Robbie Milburn struggling a little bit, down 2 spots. So Robbie would love to get the monkey off his back here and start climbing. But man, the Carters, they are back at it as the old man back down on the bottom, and he shows the kid the rear bumper. Michael Carter not taking it easy on the young one as he sees in front of him that 170 kiss the wall. Tries to get a run on him through the middle of 3 and 4. The 170 gets in the wall again and blinks. Michael Carter has got to be pulling his hair out here as we're going to ride on board. You can see what he sees here. So Michael Carter looks low through 3 and 4. He's finally got that 170 to his outside here, but man, he's really going to have to put up a fight here if he wants to get by that high side preferred line right now. 100%, but Michael Carter getting it done in the middle, finding some grip where it's all rubbered up. Michael Carter up to P2. Braden Carter trying to see if he can pull one out of his dad's playbook here, looking in the middle, but it's just not hooking up like his dad right now. Doesn't necessarily have the control of that loud pedal like the Pops does. And now you're seeing him go to work here on Blackjack as he takes a peek going on the backstretch. Only led 1 lap last week, but he'd like to lead a couple more here side by side. Caution is out right as Michael Carter's making his move. Man, Blackjack's got a little bit of luck here tonight, not just on the card table for him. Is going to be able to control this restart. But let's see what happens to Austin Butler here in the 48, or in the 480, excuse me. See if we can go aerial here. Can't see too much there. Gonna rewind this here, go up to the aerial. So it looks like, yeah, he just gets a little bump, or it gets into the wall, comes out. I mean, yeah, nobody to blame but Austin Butler there. Tough break for the 4-8. Is running out of laps here. Should have 11 to go when we take the green flag. So Justin, he's just got to do what he can here. Excuse me, 12 to go as it changes back to 13 there. We'll have 12 to go. That's a lifetime here in racing, especially, you know, you got a fast field behind you and they are hungry. Michael Carter would love nothing more than to go 2 for 2. After the only thing I can determine missing the grid there. Getting lucky with that opening caution. Tightening back up with the field and just working his way back through in that 1-5. Lights are out, and we're going to go back racing this time. 12 to go at Weed Sports Speedway. As the green flag is high, it's ready to fly once again. 24 more turns here at Weed Sport. 12 laps to go for Blackjack Justin Brown. Braden taking advantage of that inside restart, able to get by his dad right away in 1 and 2. He moves up to P2. The kid had a plan there, and he worked it out to perfection. The 5 of Braden Carter has plenty of time to go hunting here. Can he flip those cards here and take away the win from Blackjack? 10 to go this time by Eaton up front. Braden Carter has slowly reeled him in these last 2 laps. A little bit of hiccup there coming out of 2. That lets Blackjack breathe a little bit. Robbie Milburn gets into that outside wall through 3 and 4 as he has a bit of a hiccup, and that allows the front 3 to really run away from him as Joseph Grandy and Jesse Newsom get involved. We saw the aftermath of that 100 grand in the outside wall. He's got a tow. No, caution the 747 in the 8, beating and banging through 3 and 4 at the line. Oh, the 747's going to throw that slider on the 8, but we got to go out front. We got to battle for the lead. Braden Carter works his way around Blackjack, and the old man's going to follow. P1 and P2 at the line. Blackjack trying to send that thing on the outside, but right now, man, the Carter boys, they came to play. Caution is out. Tyson Banks and Kevin Brown involved. Let's see if we can see what happened to this 747 machine. We're going to go to the aerial camera. Let's watch that yellow 747. Oh, it just gets run up the hill a little bit by that 115 and had the 048 on the outside, so that got a little bump, turned him down in. And rough night for Tyson Banks. Led early in that 747 and found misfortune there. Once again, when you're on the outside, you know, you're kind of at bay of the guy inside. And also in that 26, let's see if we can get even a view of him. Kevin Brow there sitting. I mean, he's done nothing. He's been involved in 2 accidents that were absolutely none of his doing. And he's just trying to nurse that 26 on home. Braden Carter leads his pops here once again, and man, he does not want to lose at the end to his dad, I can tell you that. Within 10 to go, so I do believe, yep, single file restart should be. And the lights are off on the pace truck. Young gun Braden Carter looks to bring us to the green flag for hopefully the final time here this evening. And we're going to have 6 more circuits around Weed Sport. Good jump for the 5 of Braden Carter, but Michael is pops right on that tail tank, able to hook that line He's going to reel him in here. He's got plenty of time. He goes, he's going to rough up his son a little bit. Give him a little kiss through 3 and 4. Says, son, you want to win this thing, you better move here. Don't open that bottom. He does. Let's see if Michael can get a run through 3 and 4. As we come down the front stretch, he's got to fall back in line. Can't find a way to do it just yet. 4 more times around. Alex Murray holding on to that final top 5 spot there in 5th, trying to look for a little bit more on the outside of the 80 of Robbie Milburn as we see Blackjack hitting the wall. Robbie Milburn goes around him for a second, but not enough there at the line as he gets the run on the outside. And Randy, I can tell you, I had that coast-to-coast luck tonight, actually, so I feel you, man. Sometimes, just not your night here. Is Dylan Woods. It's going to be the cause of the caution. I'd seen him kind of roll slow up here. Let's see. He gets into the backstretch wall, I'd assume. Or something breaks on him. Hard into 3 and 4. Right front's broke. He can't turn it into the pit, so you see it's broke. He tries, but caution comes out. You got to think this is, Braden, he's got to be having flashbacks. Cautions, excuse me. I'm confusing this here. That was a long green flag run to end that thing. So Braden actually got to go with the normal stance here. He's got to feel pretty good. Normally, advantage to the leader on a restart. You get about a car length or 2 jump. As long as he's not being nice to his dad, going to tell him when he goes. He gets a good jump here. This thing should be all but over. Is green-white checkered. 2 more times around at Weed Sports Speedway. Can Braden Carter get it done over his dad in the 1-5? Coming through 3 and 4. The flag man's got the white flag in his hand, White flag in the air one more time around. Braden Carter, he's got a mirrorful there of the 1-5, but I just don't know if Michael's got enough time. Final time through 3 and 4. Braden Carter gets it done this time. Michael Carter P2 and Blackjack Justin Brown rounds out the podium. Robbie Milburn 4th and Alex Murray rounding out your top 5. Go ahead, bring up that final grid here. Once everybody gets around, it'll give us a chance. There it goes. We read you off the top 5, but the rest of the field here going to go as follows. Jesse Newsom in the 8P6. Jonathan Gaston. P7, Cale Smith 8th. Nate Wemhoff 9th. Kevin Brow 10th. And the rest of your field. Tyson Banks 11th. Dylan Woods 12th. Joseph Grandy 13th. Clint McClellan 14th. 15th goes to Austin Butler. Brandon Costello 16th. 17th, Brian Gunderson. And rounding out the field in 18th, Alexander Smith. So we're going to give these guys a minute or 2 to catch their breath, and we're going to go back to a little bit of a longer green flag run here than just those final 2 laps. Get these guys a little bit of camera time here, but Blackjack able to bring it home in P3. See if we can find him down there in the waiting room. We can, and we're going to bring Blackjack up here. Hey, Justin, man, P3 tonight. Maybe not what you wanted after leading, but you got to feel good with this class of drivers.
Yeah, it feels good. I was hoping to come away with that. They were running the bottom way better than I could. I just couldn't hit it. And every time I went up to the top, really trying to rail it, I hit the wall and got a little tightened up, but I can't complain. After screwing myself and another guy last week, I'm not too mad about it.
No, and you after the tough week last week, man, you're able to shake it off and put in a good qualifying effort there. And the redraw, what do you think about it here? I kind of forgot it was a redraw night there until you wrote in the chat box and saved me. I need to learn to read those stars a little better. But how do you feel about
Yeah,
the redraw?
I enjoy it. I think that's what I think they're gonna stick with that because it kind of works a little better than the dash, in my opinion. And I think I talked to Robbie, and he might try to run with that a little more. It just makes it to where instead of having the fast guys win the dash, just like they won their heat, you got a little bit of a mix-up that they have no control over, and it kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. I feel bad for Tyson. Tyson was running a little race. We were battling out a little bit between each caution, and then between him and Jesse, it just kind of caused a bit of an issue. But um, all in all, it's a good night. I like Weedsport. It was a good track. Track was really racy. I just couldn't come home with it tonight.
Yeah, well, it can't always be your night, but man, to finish third here with this group of drivers, hell of a night here, Blackjack. Who you want to thank?
All the guys at Warrior Racing, Warrior Raps, Nick with Warrior Raps does a killer job with this, and all the guys on the team do a lot of stuff for everybody. CFM for all the open set stuff we do. They put up some killer sets. Sweet Victory Apparel, Brizzy Racewear, all the guys at PDRL, and you for streaming it, and my wife for letting me have my hobbies.
Well, hey, hell of a job, man. Looking forward to a lot more of these. That was a great run tonight, Blackjack. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good night.
That's your P2 finisher there. And now we're going to bring up the father this time. And, well, the son got the best of you on the restart there, man. Talk us through that.
Yeah, he got me on that restart for sure. I was hoping that caution didn't come out right before that because I was working on Justin there. I think I was getting ready to be able to get around him, but I mean that's racing, and I mean if I can't win it, I'm glad one of my teammates can, especially my son. But yeah, man, it was a good race. All in all, it was fun. Had to come through the field and do a little bit of battling, but I surprisingly got a 0x, so I guess I did something right tonight.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to plug your brain about. What happened there? Did we miss the grid on purpose? Were you going for the back row challenge there? What was the deal?
Well, we get top 3 has to automatically get EOLs now every week, so the next week we'll be starting in the rear again. But I was downstairs outside, and I thought we had more time, and I wasn't paying attention to my son or my teammate in Discord, and I missed it. But it luckily caution came out and saved me, so I wouldn't have been there. Of course, I would have been a lap down if not. So.
Yeah, that was a big thing, that caution, timely. But yeah, that's something I wasn't aware of there, the top 3 dropping to the back. That's very interesting. And man, it's going to be a tough year for you and Braden. But Mike, the way you drove up through the field, 0x, hell of a job tonight, man. Who you want to thank?
Thank you. First off, I got to thank all the guys at PDRL. Thank you here. What's your name again on the broadcasting?
They call me Shaggy, but my name's Zach.
Zach, okay. Well, I appreciate you, Zach, and Shaggy's. It's Shaggy's something.
Yeah, Shaggy TV. Yep.
Shaggy TV. All right, that's awesome. I'll get that down. But I appreciate you guys. I gotta thank my dad, Randy Carter Painting. My mom's watching. CSC Motorsports, Cale Smith, Brayton Carter, Kyle Hardy, Midwest Forklifts, Cale's brother. What else? I got Kyle Hardy Racing and Pit Lizard Graphics. And I think that's about it.
Well, hey, hell of a job here, Mike. First and second to start the year. Looking like probably a tie here in the points with your boy. So great start to the season, man. Looking forward to a lot more.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Congratulations, Braden, by the way, too. Thanks.
That's your P2 finisher, Michael Carter. And now we're going to bring up the man who got bested there on the last lap last week. Wasn't going to let it happen twice. Braden, you took advantage of the inside line on that restart there 3 restarts ago. You got around your old man, and, man, you hooked up. What was it like tonight?
Well, that caution definitely saved me. Justin took off. I was like, if I get past my dad, I really got a shot here. It's that middle, dominant. And I got right past him, cleared him. I said, it's my race to win now. Can't mess up like last week. And I kept pounding that middle. And I ran this line to get past Justin. I kind of slid up to the middle. I think his tires were a little worse than mine. You spin him a little bit more. I could just shoot off the corner better than him. And that's really how I got the lead. And from then on, led the race from there. Had a fast car. Had to work all the way from dead last to the lead. That was a fun battle. I know he said he had a 0x. I had an 8x. So we're different on that.
Yeah, hey, man, 2 ways to get it done. And your way seemed to be a little more productive tonight as you're able to finish on that top step of the podium. But before I let you thank the sponsors and do the rundown here, man, I got to ask, because I didn't ask your dad. You two were the only ones able to hook up onto that bottom, man. What's the trick? How were you doing it?
Oh, it's just throttle control, man. It's really heavy in these supers on a slick track. I mean, you just really gotta ease that throttle through each corner and hit the line perfect, slide into it perfect, and you just gotta work that throttle, and then you get that traction, and you just shoot off the corner and you're ripping. I mean, that's about it right there.
Well, man, congratulations. You're able to get by Blackjack, get it done here, and if my math's correct here, first and second, your dad first and second, you guys should be tied at the top of that point series. So good luck here the rest of the way, Braden, and who you want to thank tonight, my man.
Appreciate it, man. I got to thank CSC Motorsports, my dad, Michael Carter, Kale Smith, Kyle Hardy Racing, Midwest Forklifts LLC, Landon Smith, Randy Carter Paint, my granddad, Pillars of Graphics for the Wrap, anybody in the audience that's watching any of that. PDRL for putting this on, and you, Shaggy, for putting this awesome stream on.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate it. Congratulations. Looking forward to talking to you and the Pops a lot this season, man. You guys are class acts. Great drive.
Appreciate it, man. That's the hope for sure.
As your winner, Braden Carter gets it done once again. As there you see the checkered flag flying. The kid, we went through his passes there in his interview, able to get by his dad on the restart, jumped the gun there, followed the 21 right around, and man, it was phenomenal. Puts this thing in the wall here to celebrate a little bit. Going to make his dad do a little bit of work in the shop this week, and pulls that thing down into victory lane. The 5 gets it done, and well, looking like another EOL for the Carter boys next week, as they're going to have to climb through the field. But make sure next Thursday you tune in, as we are going to be live at 9 Eastern at Kokomo Speedway. Next week, I believe. Nothing super special here yet as I look at the picture. Just Kokomo, no twin races. We're probably going to do the redraw there again from what I hear, but who knows. But once again, this is Zach Chapman here with Shaggy TV, bringing you the Pro Dirt Racing League and a phenomenal show here tonight at Weed Sports Speedway, as we're going to sign off. Have a good evening.